Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim, and together with my part-time co-pilot Finley and my trusty steed Daisy, we are Haulin' Paws. Today we're talking about everybody's favorite topic, insurance. Let's get into it. In RV transport, there's several different kinds of insurances that you're going to have to deal with. One of the big ones that they're going to talk about a lot is the Unladen Liability Insurance. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's talk about how the whole insurance package works to start with. When you're dispatched on a load, you're going to be covered by the company that you're leased on with. You're going to be covered under their liability insurance and their cargo insurance. So let's say you live in Michigan and you go to Indiana and pick up a load and you deliver that to Florida and then you travel back to Michigan to your home. You'll be covered under their liability insurance and their cargo insurance for that whole trip. Now obviously you won't have cargo insurance on the way back, but the personal liability insurance will cover you for that entire trip. Or if you go from Michigan to Indiana, then you go down to Florida and deliver your load, and then you go back to where the load originated from, the liability insurance from the company will cover you to that point. If you deviate from that path, the most direct route, then their insurance is going to quit. So let's say you start in Michigan and you go to Indiana and then you go down to Florida and deliver your load, but then you want to go over to Louisiana to visit some family. As soon as you deviate off the most direct route back to either your home or your place of dispatch, their liability insurance stops. So now you're on personal time. That's where the Unladen Liability Insurance comes in. Unladen Liability Insurance is non-trucking insurance. It's basically, if you're familiar with the term no fault, it's your personal liability insurance for your vehicle while you're driving it around on personal use. According to Brown & Brown Insurance, the actual wording is unladen liability in motor carrier trucking terminology, liability coverage while a truck is operated with an attached empty trailer that is not hauling cargo or without any trailer. It's often used interchangeably with bobtail or non-trucking liability. But the unladen liability has a broader scope since it includes both liability for deadheading or bobtailing regardless of dispatch status. So, the unladen liability insurance is what you're going to need. Now, some insurance companies also offer a bobtail liability insurance, and that is not acceptable by the RV transport companies. The bobtail liability is a term that applies to liability coverage for an owner-operator after a load has been delivered and while the truck is not being used, meaning it's parked. So if somebody runs into it or if it rolls down a hill and runs into somebody, then you have liability insurance there. Now these three kinds of insurance, the one that's from the company, your unladen liability, and this bobtail insurance, none of those are collision. They don't cover your vehicle. They cover somebody else's vehicle, somebody else's injury, somebody else makes a claim against you if you hit them or if they hit you or however it ends up working out. If there's an accident, then that liability insurance will kick in and will cover those claims. Now there's deductibles on all these things. The company that you lease onto will have cargo insurance, but if there's some damage that's done to the trailer, you will pay the deductible. And then the insurance will kick in and pay the rest. Now you'll also want to have collision insurance for your vehicle to protect your vehicle. If there's a crash, if somebody hits you, you hit them, you hit a deer, you hit a moose, whatever the case may be, you're going to want collision insurance. Collision insurance is separate from the unladen liability insurance. Unladen liability only covers someone else. It doesn't cover anything on you. You're going to purchase collision insurance that will be based on the value of your vehicle. So how much insurance do you need? That's going to depend on what company you're leasing on with. Now the federal minimum is $500,000. But I haven't seen any RV transport companies that go that low. Most of them require $750,000 or $1 million for your liability insurance. So, what's that going to cost you? That's a difficult question to answer. It's going to be based on your driving record and all of those other algorithms that go into insurance things that they don't tell us about. But it's mostly going to be on your driving record. Do you have speeding tickets? Have you had an accident recently? Have you had other claims? That's all going to factor into how much your insurance is going to cost. We're going to take a look at one here for $1 million policy from Cottingham and Butler. So again, this is the base rate for someone with a good driving record. If you have a not so great driving record, but the RV transport companies will still hire you, your rates are probably going to be a little bit higher. So let's take a look at this. Now, I'm not affiliated with this company. I don't know much about this company. I'm just showing you some numbers, okay? So there's my disclaimer. They're not paying me to show you this. But let's take a look at it. For unladen liability, the fee is $111.45 per month for all states except Michigan and New York registered trucks. And of course, I'm in Michigan. For Michigan, it's $119.78 for a Michigan registered truck. I'm not 100% sure what that's for, but I do believe it is for what they call PIP, which is personal injury protection. In Michigan, and maybe this way in other states too, I'm not really sure, but in Michigan, the insurance companies got on this big kick, said they were going to lower our insurance rates and everything was going to be great if we voted for this new law. And basically what it did is it took the medical coverage out of your insurance so that you could pay less for your vehicle insurance. So if you're injured in a crash, then your car insurance would not pay for those injuries. It would have to be on your health insurance. But then a lot of health insurance companies were like, I don't want to pay for that. So they came out with statements that said, we are not paying for injuries sustained in a car crash. So then the insurance companies said, oh, well, we can offer you personal injury protection for more. So they're making more money. So our insurance rates didn't actually go down, they went up. Because now we have to pay for our regular car insurance and the personal injury insurance. So I think that's where that comes from, but I'm not 100% sure for this particular company. All I know is it costs more in Michigan. And what I find funny here is they give you a different price for Michigan, but they don't give you a different price for New York. So maybe they don't cover vehicles out of New York. I'm not really sure. But anyway, between $111 and $119 a month for $1 million in liability. It basically says right there that it pays damages to third-party property or people when not in the business of trucking, meaning you're just driving around. You're going to the grocery store, or you're on vacation, or you're hauling your own camper, or you're not hauling any camper and you're just going down to the lake, whatever. This is your basic insurance, your what used to be called no fault. insurance, that's what this is now. Your personal insurance policy that you currently have, you will cancel, and you'll have this instead for your no fault, or whatever your state calls it. In my state, it used to be called no fault. Now they're just calling it liability insurance. So you have to have that. Every every RV transporting company is going to require that. So now we're going to continue down here, and we're going to look at the physical damage part of the insurance. The physical damage part of the insurance is your collision insurance. Your personal collision that you had with your home insurance company is going to be canceled also. Your vehicle is, once you lease on, your vehicle is now a commercial vehicle, and you have to have commercial damage, commercial collision, and commercial liability. You cannot have home, personal liability, and personal collision. Now, if you've got a payment on your truck, you're going to have full coverage. That's what they're saying. Collision is full coverage. You know, if it's totaled, then they pay it out. If it's damaged, then you fix it and you have a deductible. On these insurance companies, for the commercial physical damage or collision, they all seem to go about the same way. They charge a certain dollar amount per $1,000 of your vehicle worth. So on this particular one, it's $3.78 per $1,000 of value. And then there's a $1.45 admin fee per month. So for an example, if you got a $35,000 car, you're going to pay, or truck, you're going to pay $3.78 plus the $1.45, so you're going to pay $133.75 a month. Almost all of these insurance companies are going to want basically first and last. They call it a deposit in your first month, but the deposit is the same as a payment. So it's kind of like an apartment. You're first and last, but you don't have also a deposit. So you're going to have to pay 2 months of your insurance to get it started. Now, this particular company also has the Truck Plus coverage. It costs a little bit more. It's $4.30 per $1,000. So your price is going to be another $20 more for the insurance. But let's take a look at what the base covers. It is going to include your $1 million in liability. It is going to include a towing fee if you get into an accident and they have to tow your vehicle. And it will cover electronic permanently attached equipment. I really don't know what that covers. Maybe a CB, because the GPS isn't permanently attached. If you have maybe a tuner or a gauge set, that's not permanently attached. So I'm not really sure what the electronic equipment permanently attached would be, but it would cover some kind of aftermarket stuff. So the deductibles are, if you get into an accident, $1,000, and if you have some kind of electronic equipment claim, that's also $1,000. They cover $3,500, but you're going to pay $1,000 of it. So now the other insurance that they have, which is the Truck Plus coverage, and I'm not an expert at this. I'm just kind of looking at this stuff and giving you the highlights. It's going to cover certain dollar amounts for downtime. It's going to cover certain personal effects that you have in your truck. The single deductible won't really apply to you because you're not a tractor and a trailer. If you sign up for the Plus, then your deductible will diminish. It will go down 25% for every year that you don't have a claim. And with the Plus, it will cover up to $15,000 above what the actual cash value of your vehicle is. We all know that we have equipment that's on our vehicles that will increase the cost of the vehicle, fuel tanks and hitches and all that other stuff that we have, all the equipment that's in the vehicle. So they will cover more than what the vehicle's actually blue booked at. And then with the plus, it also will cover tarps and chains and things like that. We don't really have that in our industry for the tow away, but if you're doing haul and tow, then you will have chains and binders and straps and things like that. So the Truck Plus covers those things in the event of a loss. One thing that I noticed on the personal effects section, there's a whole lot of stuff that isn't covered that would be in the vehicle. I'm wondering actually what is covered in the personal effects, because it says that it provides coverage for loss of personal belongings that are kept in your scheduled vehicle but not permanently attached to the vehicle. Property must be in the covered vehicle at the time of loss. It covers up to $5,000 with a $250 deductible per claim. So it says benefits are not available for the following, and a bunch of weird stuff: accounts, bills, currency, deeds, evidence of debt, money, notes, securities, electronic equipment or tapes, records, discs, or similar audio, visual, or data electronic equipment. So basically, your stereo, your dash cam, Sirius XM, none of that's covered. Doesn't cover jewelry or watches or necklaces, bracelets or rings, precious metals and stones, gold, platinum, silver, furs, birds, animals, or fish. Who has a fish in their truck? Anyway. It doesn't cover motorized vehicles that are inside your truck, firearms, or ammunition. And it's only covered if there are signs of forced entry into the vehicle and all the doors are locked. Basically, it doesn't cover anything. I don't really, what does it cover? Your clothes? Somebody steal your underwear? It covers that? I'm not really sure what it actually does cover, but nothing valuable is actually covered in that. So anyway, that's the gist of insurance, the best I can explain it to you. Don't get the bobtail insurance if they try to sell it to you. You have to get the liability, the non-trucking liability. Go ahead and get the $1 million, and that will cover you for no matter what company you sign on with. All of the major companies will accept $1 million. There's a couple that will do $750, but it's only going to save you a couple of bucks a month. So you might as well just get the $1 million. And don't forget to get the comprehensive collision insurance and insure your vehicle for more than what the Blue Book is for your truck. It's worth more. You have the fifth wheel hitch, the weight distribution hitch, toolboxes, fuel tanks, your triangles, all that stuff, the bed that you built in the back, the window coverings that you put up, your dash cam, your GPS. Your vehicle is worth more. You've paid more money probably than the average person for tires. So you have spent money on this vehicle to make it really good and above average. Blue Book is giving you average costs. So make sure that you insure it for enough to recoup, so that if there is a total loss and it's really destroyed, you can get back into business pretty quickly. So that's all I got for you for today. I hope that you got a little bit of information out of it. If you liked it, click the like button, leave a comment, click the subscribe button, and we'll bring you more content over time. Thanks for watching, and as always, have safe travels, and I hope to see you on the road.